Hi Lynette.
Hi, how are you?
So you've just had a session with Philip
Yes,
and you have fibromyalgia,
correct.
pyroluria,
Yes,
multiple chemical sensitivity,
yep.
leaky gut and bile malabsorption. So can you tell me a bit about those conditions and how they affect you?
They've been quite severe in the fact that it's chronic pain, which is in muscles and joints, brain fog. There's severe, with the multiple chemical sensitivity, I haven't been able to leave the house. My whole life has been very insular and isolated in the fact that if I go out of an environment that's not safe, I will be reactive. So, and I carry an EpiPen, so that's how severe it is. It's a very life and death situation.
Yeah.
So it's impacted on everything, you know, the clothes I wear, anything that I put on my skin. So it's had a very huge impact on my life.
Yeah. And how long have you had these conditions?
I would say it would be 20 years plus that it's been more severe, but I think around about my 20s was when I noticed a deterioration in my health. Yeah. And even probably prior to that.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a collective thing that really significantly being deficient in so many things. So it was only last year that I was diagnosed with the zinc. And zinc is very important for your body.
Zinc deficiency.
Very huge zinc deficiency. And so since the first workings I've had with energetics, the zinc level has raised from 5 to 9. Right. The optimum is a minimum of 13. Yeah. So that's been a huge, huge improvement.
Yeah. And that's since November?
Yes, since the first session that I had, And even today, walking in, my pain level was about 5 to 6. So there was chronic pain in my back, in my hip, knee, ankle, and that's probably at about 1 now.
About 1? Wow, that's great.
So that's huge. And I think it's that living with chronic pain. I mean, my pain level has been, people would say, you know, give a score out of 0 and 10, and I would say my pain is at 15 because I far exceeded 10 ratio. And
that's on most days?
Yeah, it was chronic before my the first balance that I had. It was sort of 15 out of 10. Okay,
so since November, when you first had some kinetic work done on you, you started to improve?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, the pain dropped from that first session from 15 to about 8. Right. Which a lot of people would say 8 out of 10 was huge, but for me, 8 out of 10 was like such a relief. Yeah. I could actually start to move and walk, and that was the hugest thing. That was a really big, it's released the stress, you know, when your body's in that constant pain, and it just impacts on every activity that you do.
And is most of the pain from the fibromyalgia?
I would say I've gone to numerous amounts of doctors over the years. It's probably contributed to fibromyalgia and the multiple chemical sensitivity, because when I was tested on a lot of elements, my pain would increase, so they couldn't actually differentiate between the two. They weren't, you know, was what came first. Yeah. So, and probably sourcing out alternatives is being that I was told I had 2 chronic conditions and to live with it, which meant I was never to leave the home. I was to avoid all triggers, because of a lot of the leaky gut stuff and my multiple chemical sensitivity, I react to drugs, so I had no ability to use any pain medication.
Yeah.
So going to, meditation, positive self-talk, I really focus on nutrition.
Yeah.
I've been working to heal my body through food and the importance of food, but the thing was that my body wasn't able to take in the nutrients, so that was a huge issue. So being able to, from that first kinegenics work, to be able to absorb zinc, that's a huge thing, and that has made a difference to my body. And it's just what I've been diagnosed. My copper stores are really low, so I've got evidence that things have improved.
Yeah. So from this morning to before you had the session, and then after the session with Philip, how long was your session about?
I think it was about 10 minutes.
10 minutes, yeah. What differences have you noticed?
Well, my pain level's down to 1, which is really, really nice.
Yeah.
Probably I can start to be a bit more focused. It's coming back slowly, so...
That's the brain fog?
Yeah, that's
yeah,
very
you
much.
already look clearer, actually.
Yeah, and that's a really big thing. It's sort of, that impacts on your life so much, And I was, holding down a job.
Yeah.
And I haven't worked for 3 years.
Yeah.
I just got to the point that, getting up and getting out to work was impossible. I was just reacting. I was in so much pain. It was just impossible to work. So.
Yeah. Okay, so your pain has gone down today from about, was it a 5 to 6?
Yeah.
Down to about a 1 already. And is there anything else you'd like to?
My energy level, which I'd say was probably about a 2 today. It was a bit of a struggle to get out of bed and...
Like 2 out of 10?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'd say that's moved up to about 6. I can feel the, can feel that moving up.
And so that's probably still going, is it?
Yeah, I would say. I actually, sitting here in this small space of time, I've noticed improvement. Yeah. So it's increasing.
Yep. Great.
Okay.
All right, thanks, Lynette.
Thank you.